Why am I upside down? What the hell is going on here? Holy cow. I have no idea what's happening, folks. Holy cow. I have no idea why I'm upside down. Boy, oh boy, I don't know. Let's see. Can I fix? I have no idea why I'm upside down. Holy cow. What is happening here? This is no idea. What the hell is going on with my camera? Hold on a second. Oh boy. Let's see. Yeah, oh boy. I have no idea why I'm upside down. I wonder if I bring Jeff in if he's upside down. No, Jeff's right side up. Hold on. I gotta go back to I don't know, guys. I don't know why this is. I have to go to my camera. Settings. Camera. I don't know why this is happening. Layout. I do not understand. I am upside down. Holy shit. I have no idea what's going on now. Boy, oh boy, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know. I don't know why this is happening. It must be something. I don't know why this is going on. This is freaky, Mike Weissman. Boy, oh boy, I guess I got to go into my settings. But the show settings are not anything here. Virtual background audio camera. That's nothing to do with it here. I guess I got to hold on, guys. I got to go into my computer settings and see if I can fix this before I start the show. Hang on a second, folks. Let's see. Display. That is fine. Let's see. Camera. Let's see if I can find my camera in here. Boy, this is. I don't know why this is going on. Oh, Jesus. I should have stayed in bed. I wasn't in bed, but I should have stayed there. I don't know where to go for this one. I honestly, truly, folks, don't know why this is happening. I definitely need a little help. Anybody out there with a little guidance? Why my camera would be showing me upside down? Hang on there, folks. Don't go nowhere. Let me see if I can fix this. Google my computer camera is upside down. See if I get some help here. Hold on, folks. I'm working on the technical difficulties. Let's go. So it says to go. How do I fix? That's not it. You go to settings. Hold on a second, guys. I apologize. I guess I got to fix this. Settings. Go click apps. Where are apps? That's a question and a half. Apps. Select app features on the left pane. Select the camera app. Camera. Click advanced options. And click reset. Okay, let's try it now, folks. Let's see if I've returned to normal. Okay. Okay. That's my cue to start the show. Welcome to the Hard Rock and Sports Show, live from high atop Hard Rock and Sports Studios in beautiful scenic Monroe, New Jersey. We are your 3-hour weekly get-together. We bring you the biggest news from around the worlds of hard rock, heavy metal, and, of course, the wide world of sports. And, guys, welcome to Thursday night, October the 20th, in the year of our good Lord, 2022, and welcome to another show. I got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot to get to. We got great seasons in the NFL for our two local football teams, both teams exceeding expectations. We got a weird NFL season. There's a lot of bad Thursday night games and Monday night games, but we got a lot of football to talk about tonight. But we're going to concentrate a lot on the Jets and the Giants. Of course, both having a great season. We'll talk about the Yankees. They beat the Guardians, or the Indians as I'll call them. And, of course, Frankie, I'd have to do the show upside down if I couldn't get it fixed. But we'll talk about the Yankees beating the Guardians, but losing last night, game one of the ALCS, to the hated Astros. And I got to tell you, folks, I think at this point, the Astros might be the most hated team if you're a Yankee fan. They've outdone the Red Sox and the Mets and some other teams. I think the Astros are the Darth Vader of Yankee Star Wars. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Troy Aikman gets caught up in the woke culture. Bill Belichick is climbing the milestones. We'll talk about that. Motley Crue and Def Leppard, and that's another tour. Judas Priest gives you the band list for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We'll talk about that tonight. Let's see what else is on my sheets here tonight for. Again, a lot of football talk. We'll talk about Cooper Rush, Dak, Hart Wentz, and lots of other football talk when we get this thing started in a minute. But thanks for tuning in, guys. We're very happy to have you here. We'll talk about Bobby Gustafson tonight. If Bobby's listening, great. If he's not, no worries. We're gonna have Bobby on the show soon, hopefully. But the godfather of thrash, I had a conversation with him before the show tonight. Looking forward to that, and whatever else pops into Jeff in my brain tonight, we'll talk about. Well, let's get the show started. And, by the way, just so you know, we're real close to the midterm elections. If you guys vote anybody in the Democratic Party, you are on crack, and you should have your head examined. This moron is releasing all the backup oil. We use 20 million barrels a day. He released 15 million barrels. That's enough to get from like 7 a.m. to 5. This moron, and he's a moron. I got no other way to say it. There's no way to be polite. This guy, this president that people have elected is a moron. He's done everything wrong. There isn't a thing you can point to. And if the Democrats don't get slaughtered in November, on November 8th, I would be completely shocked. The economy's upside down. Crime is rampant. Our foreign policy is horrendous. Guys, please wake up to the fact that the Democrats are living in a climate control woke agenda, and you got to vote them out. If you're voting on November the 8th, I think it's November 8th, but it's a Tuesday in November, please, please, please really think this through. The inflation is killing us. He's absolutely emptying out whatever oil we have left on reserve. We had a 40-year low in backup oil. Guys, please, I'm begging you to do me a favor and vote Republican. Or don't vote at all. Stay home. Whatever you got to do. This guy is a moron, and we got to get some help in Congress and the Senate. I'm begging you. Please let's get rid of this guy, and something better's got to happen. Okay, I'm done. Now we get on to the real stuff, sports and music. Okay, guys, welcome to Thursday night and the Hard Rock and Sports Show. I'll be I'm going to be bringing on my co-host, the one and only, the sexiest man on his ice cream, Mr. Jeff Tolwinski. What's up, Hefe?
What's going on, man?
How you feeling?
Better than this morning, but
Good for you.
I may have something pressing.
Yeah, you're not, you have the cooties?
No,
Oh.
I have a rogue bingo marker that rears its ugly head once in a while. It says it wants to come on out.
Gotcha. Understood. Like I said, we can make this a short show tonight. I know you're not feeling well. We can.
No. Let's go for as long as possible. It's I mean, listen, it could be 5 minutes. It could be 5 hours. It all depends.
All right. Well, we'll play it by ear. When we run out, as the title says, we'll run until we run out of things to talk about. How's that?
Works for me.
Jeff, let's start it off with the right way to start every show to all 500 and plus episodes. Jeff, how was your week?
Oh, it was a good week, man. You know, because I took today off.
Oh, nice.
I had home and the Catman Peter home.
Yes, he did. Wow. Yes, Frank Catman. Yeah. Yes. We bow to your greatness, Catman.
I'm not. I'm not. God help you. I see you on the streets, bro. I'll run you over.
So, Jeff, how was your week?
My week was good. I took today off, and then a new bass came in the mail today, so it was all good.
Very nice. I saw the post. You were christening in a new bass.
Yeah, I do want to comment on Frank's post. You know, the Hard Rock and Sports team is fantasy football league has gone through some hard times.
Yes,
we've lost 3 in a row.
Yes,
we're making panic moves.
Yes, we are.
And I just don't know, man. I see adversity coming soon.
Well, there could be a coup at the top. I mean, right now, Jeff is at the top of the pyramid, and some of the moves. I mean, we picked up Stevenson from the Patriots, was a great move.
Yes, it was.
And
but now check this out. Danny Mac may be coming back this week.
That's very true.
So let's see if they back off of him a little bit.
Let's hope not. I mean, we are struggling in the receiving department. We're working on it. We've made some adjustments. We have a guy in reserve that may help us toward the end of the year, but we shall see.
Yeah, we made a pickup earlier this week of Robbie Anderson, and
yes,
I know that. Listen, he was doing nothing in Carolina, and we tried to get him earlier in the year.
Yes, we got blocked. That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, somebody else grabbed him, and there's Johnny Collins. What's up, dude?
What's up, Johnny Collins?
And well, anyway, I got a feeling his first week or two may be productive, only because Hopkins can't be in fucking playing shape. There's no way.
Well, Hopkins is out. They say 6 to 8 weeks. We'll see how that plays out.
That's Brown. That's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks.
Marquise Brown. That's right. I'm sorry. Yes.
DeAndre Hopkins coming back.
Comes back. Yes.
But at least Robbie Anderson has been playing, so he doesn't have no rust on him. You know what I mean?
Very true. I think Robbie Anderson will do well out there.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, let's say we have a big week coming up. We're looking forward to spanking Frank's butt as the season goes on. But Johnny Collins, we miss you. We haven't seen you around very much. We're looking forward to the big the Remorons on the December the 30th. I'm looking forward to the show. A little pre New Year's Eve, Jeff.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Looking forward to that. So nice, good.
Keep listening, bro. Keep listening.
Keep listening, Johnny boy. I miss you, pal. But we got lots to talk about tonight. My dad's hanging in. We're going to bring him on in a minute. We got lots to talk about. But first, I want to do a little spot for our boys at Hemp Wizard Beer Care Company.
Sure, you got a little something like this right here, man.
There it is, Jeff. Take it away.
There it is, man. Hemp Wizard Beer Company, man. They're oils and conditioners. I use their conditioner every day in the shower, and it's great. It's great. The oil. I don't use the oil every day. I use the oil several times a week. And I'll tell you this much right now. This is good for any length of beard that you got. And this will even make grandma's beard soft. Aunt Flo comes over for the holidays. Don't feel embarrassed. Put a little pea-sized drop in your hand. Go over to her. Just grab her chin and just be like, how you doing, Aunt Flo? And just massage it in. It'll make it nice and soft. Because remember, there was always that one aunt that you didn't want to kiss when you were a kid.
Yep.
And why was it? It's because, why? She had a little bit of a mustache. She had a little bit of a beard. We all had one. This here, You're older now. You could say, "Oh, what is that? Some fuzz there," and just rub it right in, make it soft. You won't even know it's there. You could do it for grandma, mom, whoever, your sister, whoever.
Listen, I was online today and getting something to drink at a local store in New York City, and happened to be an Indian woman in front of me who had a mustache that I'm trying to think who has Dick Tidrow would have admired, and it was a very thick. I wanted with a little goatee working, and I wanted to say, you know what, you should go on to Hemp Wizard Beard Care Co. for a little mustache / beard waxing lotion material.
The softer it is, well, she might have needed some bleach.
She might have
bleach it to make it.
I would say this. She definitely needed some bleach.
But those Hindu women, they got some thick fucking beards.
Yes. See that? And tonight until 11:59, you use the code 420, save 50% for halfway to 420. So listen, guys, see that? And listen, the holidays are around the corner, and if you got a man or woman in your life who's got themselves a good beard sporting, no better place.
Beards, Tom. It's not just beards; it's their lotions too.
Beard
lotion, body lotion.
Absolutely,
my wife uses it every day. Between smelling like blueberries and apples, on the little gift from Mike himself and the rest of the guys at Hemp Wizard Joe, she loves it. Absolutely loves it.
Yep. So if you got a friend, a family member in your life who you care about, well, do yourself a favor. Reach out to Hemp Wizard Beard Care Company and get their full line of beard and skincare products, and send them out for the holidays. You will be a hero in your life. And I will be purchasing a big order. I have a bunch of people at work. I'm going to pass this on, and I'm looking forward to the Sunday Audible fragrance that's coming out soon, Jeff, called The Audible.
Yes, it is. It's a blend of peaches, apple, and leather. It's I don't have that one with me. That one I have inside.
Yeah.
When it comes in a jar this size, clearly labeled. We're just waiting on the labels now. I believe this one is Cushman's. Yeah, this one is good. I like this one.
Well, thank God for Cushman's and for Hemp Wizard Beard Care Co. Joe Castano, Mike Weissman, great guys, terrific entrepreneurs, and we want you to help us help them, local business, small business, especially around the holidays. So please do me a favor, guys. If you're looking for a stocking stuffer or a little something to give the missus, check out Hemp Wizard Beard Care Co. and get your party gifts and your holiday gifts right here. And again, guys, as of November 1st, Jeff and I will be in holiday mode. We will be celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving, and right off the back end of Halloween. The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown should be any day now, Jeff.
Well, I got the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. I bought it so I could watch it whenever I want. So damn right, I'll be watching that stuff very soon.
Absolutely. So we're big around here for the holidays. And Jeff, it's not that far off before the new Spinal Tap movie come next April, which you and I will be attending wherever it's playing in this area with as many people as we can get our hands on. We're going to try to organize a big outing and check out the new Spinal Tap movie, which I believe comes out in April.
Did you get the stuff that I tagged you in for the Spinal Tap stuff?
I did not see that.
Oh, okay. Well, if you get a chance, look back at it. I don't even know where it was. I tried to save it to send it to you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I missed it.
But it was basically, I bet you, I'm going to tell you a few things about Spinal Tap. You want to get your father on first, then I'll tell you?
Yeah, let's do that.
You need to know this because I bet you did not know this.
All right, so let me, yes, John, there's a new Spinal Tap movie coming out.
Yeah.
It will be out in April. Jeff and I are going to be organizing an outing with as many people as we can get to go to whatever theater it's playing at. And we're gonna have a special show for Spinal Tap. Maybe something we could do at Juicy Lucy. Maybe we'll do a pre-Spinal Tap show at Juicy Lucy. And we'll do an outing, and we'll all go to the show together and see the greatest movie of all times sequel. Right, Jeff?
Yeah. To answer Chris, yeah, I put it in the tub like you suggested. After a while, it was floating for a while, and then it sunk. So I don't know if that means the electronics are fucked in it. I don't know, but sounds very fat at this point in time. Very wobbly, like it's underwater.
I would say. Well, speaking of underwater, let's get my dad, who just celebrated his birthday this past weekend, Jeff. Dad turned, I don't know if he wants me to give the age out, but I'll do it anyway. Dad's a young, spry 74. And we had a nice time. He went away last weekend. He had a great trip to the Bahamas with my mom. They had a nice time together. And
Right now, before he comes on, you better have a T-shirt for me.
Yeah, I believe the fact is the other of us got T-shirts as they were selling them for $70 a shirt, Jeff.
What?
So yes, so let's get my
I
dad
am
on.
worth $70. There he is. Where's my shirt?
It's at the airport.
Ah, come on.
It's $74 for a T-shirt.
Get the fuck out of here. You got to be
I
kidding me.
wouldn't buy it for myself.
Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. $74 for a T-shirt.
Yeah, the sweatshirts. I thought the tag was wrong. I thought they made a mistake.
No.
And you had to hear my wife in the store. She wasn't too thrilled. But,
What's going on, Pops?
Oh, not much.
What's on your mind this week?
Watched the game last night.
Yep.
And I got to tell you, they're going to have a hard time because everything is home run.
Well, that's nothing's changed. Yeah.
We had second and third, one out, and Donaldson's swinging from the bottom of the floor up, looking for the home run. And they were giving him the run. They were actually giving him the run.
Sure, to put the ball in play, it's a score, it's a run.
Shortstop and second base were back. They were giving it to him. And 17 strikeouts. That's telling me.
No, they had 11 strikeouts. It was 11 strikeouts last night.
No, they said 17.
Well, hold on. I'm
Yankees
sorry.
struck out 17
No, you may be right. I know that, what's his name? The guy who stood Verlander had 11. So you might be right. It might have been 17.
It was 17.
Yeah, you might be right. 100%.
I mean, and it was totally ridiculous.
Yeah,
you can see these guys, they're all swinging from the bottom of the floor. They all want that 3-1 home run. And you keep playing like that. And the umpiring, the home plate umpire, somebody ought to take him out and buy him glasses. I mean, he was calling balls that were off your ankles. Calling them strikes.
Yeah, I get it. But they don't help themselves. You know what, Dad? I said it all year. This team is still the same team it's been. I got it. They're a better team. They played a lot better early in the season. But at the end of the day, they scored 20 runs in the Guardian series or the Cleveland Indians series. And I think 16 or 17 were were for home runs. So it's still the same team. They're going to beat you trying to hit the home run. And if they can't,
they're going to lose. They're going to lose because you're going to wind up with Tommy. Be honest now. You know, when you get a home run hitter is a streaky hitter. Yeah, and all he's looking to do is not move. And you hear the same thing. I get paid to hit home runs. Yep. That's ridiculous. That's the stupidest statement I think I've ever heard.
Of course it is.
And it's just they're going to lose the series if that's what it is. You're trailing by 2 runs. The whole right side of the infield empty, and he's still looking to pull the ball into the seats. I don't understand.
I agree, but now I'll say this. I watched the Indians, who are a opposite. They don't hit a lot of homers. They try to drive in runs, and they couldn't score any runs. So where's the in-between that the Indians are a bunting, slap the ball, space to base, steal a base team, and they scored no runs, and they couldn't win. So where's the in-between?
Well, there's no in-between, but every at-bat has a different story to it. You get up with nobody on base. You got 2 out. I understand you go for the home run.
Yeah.
I understand that. Okay. You got second and third. You got 1 out. You're trailing by two runs or whatever. And you're looking to jack the ball over the fence. Instead of saying, well, let me move this guy over. They had Verlander a couple of times on
Sure, absolutely.
And the way you're getting them out is what? Make them pitch.
Yeah.
They're swinging in their eyes. You're not going to win. I'm sorry. You just barely got past the Indians. You think you're going to get past, and if you get to them, what makes you think you're going to get to the National League?
Well, I got to tell you, you got to like the National League now with San Diego and Philly as opposed to the Dodgers who won 111 games. But listen, the way it's gone this year, I would not be surprised if the Yankees got knocked out. I've said it all year. They're not built for October. They don't make contact. They don't play small ball. And unless they change a little bit, put the ball in play, you're not going to beat the Astros striking out 17 times in a game.
Let me ask you something. Is it that they they not playing the right type of baseball now, or is it the Astros are in their head so bad that no matter what they do, they're going to lose?
Both. I think it's a little both.
I think
do.
Good, Tommy. I'm sorry.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
think it's a little both, but I think it's more the first, Jeff. I think it's just the Yankees come out and they expect to hit the 3-run homer even when there's nobody on base. You know what I mean? Everything is about hitting the home run, and I get it. And when they do, they'll drive in 6 or 7 runs. But when you don't, and like my dad said, you get a spot in the game where you can you can cut the lead or tie the game or go ahead, and all you need is a ground ball or a fly ball, they strike out.
Well, how many home runs has Judge hit since he cracked 62? Has he had any in the playoffs?
Yeah. He hit 2 in the last series. Yes, 2 in the 5.
So since he hit number 62, he's only hit 2 other home runs.
Well, don't forget, he hit 62 with I think with the second to last game of the season. He didn't play the last game of the season, and then he played 5 games in the playoffs. And he hit 2 home runs.
5 games or 4 games or 6 games?
5 games.
Okay.
3 out of 5.
Listen, he needs to catch fire too. If he doesn't,
if you notice him now, Tommy, again, he's going back to his old habit. Anything on the outside down, he swings at. He's looking to drive everything now, and that's the situation when you get a guy doing something that he's not supposed to do.
Yeah,
and that. You see, and then you see Donaldson, who I got to tell you, I don't care if he's making $50 million a year. He's useless.
I agree with you. Donaldson is not a good player.
Third baseman.
No, I disagree there. He's he's not a great third base. He's a good third baseman.
He doesn't have his head in the game.
No,
I can't tell you how many times a ball's hit to him. He don't know where to throw it.
Yes, I agree the other night. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
He doesn't run. Torres doesn't run.
Yep. Listen, again, I'm not a fan. I'm not a super fan of the way this team is built. And to answer Johnny Collins' question, Johnny, I agree. If you could do both, you win the World Series every year. The problem is most teams do one or the other, don't do both. The Astros kind of do both. I think they're just in the Yankees' heads. But this Yankee team is built on home run. Even guys like Bader, who I love this kid Bader in center field. I think he's got 3 hits and they're all home runs in the postseason. So, I mean, it's not a recipe for success relying on the home run. If all you're scoring is home runs, it's one at a time. I mean, you got to get guys on base. That's the bottom line. I expect this series to go 6 games. I still do think the Yankees will win this series. I think their pitching is a little bit better. And I think Stanton's starting to wake up. We'll see. I think this team. I think they'll rebound and they'll win this in 6.
I got to be honest with you. He's the only guy that is a legitimate home run hitter that actually goes for the base hit. Tries to move the ball over. Tries to hit to the outfield for sacrifice fly. Yeah. The rest of them. I mean, you look at them the way they play baseball, and you say. You want to be a home run hitter, but you want to be a situation hitter too. And they're not situating teams. They're not.
The problem is nobody is nowadays. Nobody knows how to choke up. Nobody knows how to let the ball get in on you and the plate and drive the ball the other way. It's a lost art. Now they just swing from the heels, and the only time they go the other way is almost when it's a mistake. When they're out in front of the ball a little bit. That's probably the only time, and again, it's just a lost art in the game now. And unfortunately, that's where we're at. And this Yankee team's going to take them as far as their starting pitching and the big bats go. And hopefully turns around. We'll see. Anything could possibly happen. And I still have a good feeling. I think last night, just a couple of breaks and they could have won. But, you got to make your own breaks. Absolutely, John. Shorten the swing. Absolutely.
You're looking to move players up. You look at it's situation. If you're on a 1-yard line, you don't go back and punt and throw the ball 50 yards, of course.
But that again, situational baseball, it has been gone for a long time. And very few teams do it, very few teams play it. And unfortunately, I don't know if it'll ever come back. I think people are stuck on.
I think it will.
Jeff, you know what? Launch angles and exit velocity. You know, Jeff, they're giving you exit velocity on ground balls to the shortstop.
Right.
Does it matter if I hit a ground ball at 112 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour to the shortstop and he throws me out by 15 feet? Does it really matter how fast it got to him?
No, but listen, they need to get stats to grab people's attentions.
Yes.
And
does that do that for you? Be honest now. You watch football. Tommy, I know you watch football, baseball. I mean, I had to shut the sound down. They did everything and told me the only thing they didn't tell me is what sock he was wearing. I don't really care about that. I just want to see the game.
I hear you and I agree with you. I'm not a big fan of it. I remember years ago when the hockey games that they used to show, they would make the puck light up red in the trail of the puck and give you how fast the puck went. It's a way to keep people. You're talking about a sport that's a dying breed. The people that watch baseball are a dying breed. You and your son used to watch baseball. You knew all of the fundamentals of the game. Today's kids don't want fundamentals.
Yeah, but that's even football, Jeff. That's football.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They want to see video games numbers. That's what they want to see. They want to see video game highlights. A 1-0 game could be the best game ever played if you know what you're looking at. Absolutely. But if the kids don't want that. They want to see 13-10, and they want to see excitement. 1-0 is not exciting to them nowadays.
I guess.
It's not what they want to see. And football, same thing with football. How about this? Here's a question for you. What do you think about those two plays where there was penalties for the hits on the quarterback that were
you're talking about Brady.
About Brady and who's the other one? The guy in Las Vegas, right?
The guy that with his triple.
Yeah, it's like, you got to be kidding me. They practically put him down like it was putting a baby down for sleep.
Yeah.
Even hit him. And they call roughing the passer.
Well, if you look at the quarterback the wrong way, they call roughing the passer. It's ridiculous. That's why these guys could pay to 45, 50 years old, because you can't touch him. If you look at them the wrong way, I don't know.
How many guys in the early 80s got called for an in-the-grasp sack as opposed to today? How many of those guys had their back turned and a 280-pound lineman with a head full of steam came charging at them and lowered their helmet into the back of their, the small of their back and bent them in half? And they got up, brushed themselves off, and they went in for the next play.
Oh, I agree with you. Johnny Unitas, Fran Tarkenton. I mean, I can show you, see pictures of Y.A. Tittle. His nose is busted. He's got blood coming out of it, and he's still quarterbacking. Today, they would have had him in massive surgery. Yeah, but like Tommy said, you're playing football, you should learn. But if you're going to give me that kind of money and not let anybody touch me, which one of us wouldn't do it?
Yeah,
right? We would all do it.
Listen, you can't blame the quarterback. It's not the quarterback.
I don't blame anybody.
No, it's everybody. Yeah.
Tom Brady. I hate Tom Brady, but Tom Brady said it best. He was like, "I don't throw the flags."
That's right.
But I feel as though that they look out for Tom Brady. That's I
agree. That's their money. Yeah.
But some of these other guys, like when they're not even a roughing the passer penalty, and they're like, "Oh, all his weight was on him." Come on, that's bullshit.
Well, you got to knock on the door first. Tell them, is it all right for me to hit you? And they're going to start putting stripes on the pants to show you where you can tackle them and whether you could use one. It's ridiculous, man. All right, I'm getting ready to watch the game.
Touch soon.
Yeah, it's going to be flag football because you can't touch them. So it'll be flag football. So all right, I'm going to let you guys go because the game's going to get ready to start. And Jeff, take care. Say hello. Tommy, I'll talk to you over the weekend.
You got it, Pops.
I will.
Talk to you later.
All right, that's my dad. Checks in every week, and we do this every week with him. And Johnny Collins, we're not talking about our butts anymore. There is no more butt cutlets. There's no more any of that stuff. We've moved past the butt cutlets phase of the show.
No. No.
Yes.
I just let it lay dormant for a while. You'll always be butt cutlets. That's all there is to that.
I'm sorry that has been stricken from the airwaves. It's kind of in the woke culture now. It's gone the way. It's gone the way of the Indians, the Redskins, and now butt cutlets has joined that whole thing.
No, because I could picture you with pink stripes on the side of your hair, with a big BC on your shirt, with a flap on your ass. Butt cutlets. Butt cutlets, $3.99 a pound.
You're listening to the Hard Rocket Sports Show with the former host of the Hard Rocket Sports Show, Jeff Towinski, and Tom Florio. And we're having a little bit of fun tonight here on a Thursday night. It's not nice and dark out there. The holidays around the corner. Make sure you visit our friends at Hemp Wizard and go out to Staten Island when my man Johnny Collins is bartending at Juicy Lucy. Not only does he sling you a nice beer and mix you a nice drink, he'll give you some. He might actually show you the calzone. He might he might throw you a little something on the bar. You never know, but make sure you get out to our friends over at Juicy Lucy.
We can't acknowledge butt cutlets, but we could acknowledge the calzone. Really,
I have to acknowledge the calzone. I remember the calzone as a kid. I might have woke up in the room where my brother and I shared and witnessed the calzone being displayed. Something I'll never forget. It'll haunt me the rest of my life. So
the hairy calzone.
The hairy calzone. Yankees are and the Astros are taking the field, so we'll keep an eye on that as the game goes on. But Jeff, I want to talk a little bit about football right now, if you don't mind.
About time.
Let's get to it, and I'll start with the Big Green Wave. I will tell you, a little shocked. I watched the Jet game on Sunday at my dad's.
Hold on. What was this guy? Fill us in, please. I didn't hear about this. Did it happen on the field or off the field?
I did not see that at all.
No, please, if you don't mind, if you could show us or tell us what's going on, that'd be great.
Well, in the meantime, while Johnny's saying, Jeff, I turned on the Jet game, and the first half was not a pretty half. Defensively, they were all over the Packers. Offensively, they looked like they still are not a great offensive team. Now, they've run the ball extremely well. But, Jeff, we're 6 games into the season, and the Jets are 4-2. I have to tell you, well, not overly impressed offensively. That is a really good defensive team. I will give Coach Salah some credit for turning it around. But, a great win going out to Green Bay and slaying the Packers.
Yeah, listen, I do have a problem with that, what happened up in Green Bay, by the way.
Why? What's that?
And I'll get to that in a minute. But, yeah, Mike, that's a shame. 19 years old. Look at this guy, the stuff he's saying, really?
Your boy Catalano's throwing shade.
Listen, he can
Sunday, right?
whatever he wants. Russell Wilson has one leg shorter than the other at this point in time because of that hamstring.
Let me tell you something.
I worry about a little bit more than the Jets being 4-3.
You need to start a GoFundMe page to pay to collect money to pay off Russell Wilson to go away. Russell Wilson is horrendous.
Well, anyway, back to the Jets.
Yep.
Listen, that Breece Hall, good God, man. I know it's 2 games in a row, maybe lucky, whatever. I don't think that this kid's going to keep this pace up. But, man, can he play? And every time he touches the ball, it's like something happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And surprisingly, what's happening is they're getting very little out of the passing attack. Zach Wilson was 10 of 18 for about 110 yards. And listen, we watched. We have a couple of those guys on our fantasy team. It looks out of sorts. He looks like he's a second-year player who missed a lot of time. But boy, oh boy, between their special teams, they blocked a punt for a touchdown. They blocked a kick, a field goal attempt. Their defense and Quennan Williams has really turned himself into a hell of a ball player. Jeff, Sauce Gardner has been everything you could have asked for. Defensively, special teams, and the running game, that's a recipe for some success.
Yeah, I have a problem with Sauce Gardner, believe it or not.
Really? What could you possibly have a problem with Sauce Gardner about?
Well, I feel as though that Sauce Gardner, being a rookie and his first time up in Green Bay, Lambeau Field, was a little disrespectful when he put the cheese head on.
I agree with you on that.
He was walking around the field with the cheese head that, what's his face? Lazard went over and knocked it off his head.
Yes.
It's one thing if you picked up the cheesehead and you took it off the field with you, and somebody asked you what's it, and he was like, listen, he goes, I don't know when the next time I'm going to get to Lambeau Field. I got this. This is coming home with me. This is going like a highlight. Lambeau Field, come on. It's Lambeau Field. Everybody wants to play here. That would have been an acceptable thing. But to turn around and to wear it, it was a little disrespectful. You're a rookie. You're 5 games into your career, 6 games into your career in the NFL of your first year, not in your second year or third year. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that, man. I'm surprised that nobody else said anything about it.
I am with you. I'm surprised that you're taking exception to it, but boy, oh boy, I'm happy you are. I think there's a lot of that going around. I think that you have to kind of know your place, and I think there's a little bit of time and a place for something like that. And again, I think a fan handed it to him, but to wear the cheese head off the field, I agree with you, Jeff. I think it's a bit much for a rookie to be doing. Again, what you don't want to do is you don't want to piss off other teams and get that reputation. You know what I mean?
So listen, look at what Baker Mayfield did when he was in college. And then they still bring it up from time to time when he planted the flag in the middle of the field.
Yes.
And some of the other stupid things that people have done over the years. It's like, that to me, I understand, young kid, young player, maybe he got a little excited about playing there. You just can't do that. I just didn't think that it was cool on his part to do that and to walk off the field that way. I just didn't like it personally.
No, I'm with you. I am a big believer.
Make your mark for a year or two before you do anything,
Yeah.
Darrelle Revis, when he had Revis Island going for himself for the New York Jets, if he went up to Green Bay and he walked off the field with a cheesehead on, people would have laughed it off and not said anything about it. Right. I'm shocked that it wasn't in more publications or more articles someplace. I really am.
Yeah, no, I get you, and I'm with you. I'm a big believer in playing the game the right way and respecting the game and your opponent. And when you go against that, I have a huge problem. Now, listen, he backed up. He played the game. He's had some good games all season. But yeah, you're right. I think him walking off the field wearing a cheesehead is a bit much. But the guy's a rookie, and hopefully his teammates, beside Lazard, but I think hopefully his teammates will say something to him. But other than that, Jeff, you really have to like the way this Jet team has performed. I mean, they've really turned it around defensively from last year. I mean, last year they went from the 31st best team in the league defensively to in the top 10, top 15 in most categories.
Yeah, listen, they're definitely a good defense. You brought up Quennan Williams.
Yeah.
The guy just plays with a purpose. The stiff arm that he gave Tyreek Hill a couple weeks ago, they're still showing in highlights where he pushed him into another zip code.
Yeah.
When he recovered the fumble. And the guy he looks like he plays with a lot of heart and a lot of passion. I mean, he got into the huge altercation with the coach, his position coach on the sideline, and then makes you wonder. But then you realize, what? This guy's a veteran. He looks like a kid. But he's a veteran, fourth year in or whatever?
I think it's at least his third, if not fourth year. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a guy here that wow, he's playing hard and he plays good. And you got C.J. Mosley back there, one of the best linebackers, inside linebackers, I feel in the NFL right now. And then that secondary, man, wait till they hit their stride completely, man. Holy shit. That's going to be a scary defense. People are not going to want to play that team.
I would tell you that right now, defensively, they're a team that most people don't want to play against. I'm looking forward to Sunday's game with Frankie's Broncos team. That Bronco defense is no joke. Again, same kind of thing. The Broncos can't run the ball, don't run the ball great, and Wilson's horrendous. I'm sorry, Frankie, you got to be regretting every second of that deal. I mean, they have played some of the worst games this year, but that should be a great football game if you're a fan of running the ball and playing defense. That game Sunday with the Broncos, that's a 4:00, Jeff. That's a standalone game. There's only a couple of games. That's a national game. Broncos and the Jets should be a fun game if you're an old school football fan.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'll give them credit. Now, I have not seen enough of Coach Salah and his the way he handles a football game yet to say whether I think he's a good coach or not. But listen, they're 4-2. They've got some momentum. They've got a winnable game Sunday. If you go on the road now again to Denver, another tough place to play, Jeff, and win this one, I'll be impressed.
Yeah, I think you have to be impressed. But let me ask you this: I know they got Denver, and I think they're either playing the Patriots or the Bills next. After that,
I will give you the schedule,
which I feel as though the Patriots are definitely a winnable game, and the Bills. Hey, John, what's up, brother? What happens if they actually beat the Bills? Or is there talk of a new sheriff in town in the AFC East?
Again, like I said, right now, I think that's a little far-fetched. I don't think they can hang offensively with the Bills. But listen, right now, the way the NFL is, and we're going to get to a lot of that, it would not surprise me for anything.
I don't think they have to hang with them offensively, Tom. I just think their defense has to stop that offense.
I got you, but Buffalo's defense is no joke either.
I'm not saying it is. All you got to do is win by 1 point.
Agreed. Like I said, I'm with you. I don't know if they could score enough points to beat them, but I'm going to give you the Jet schedule, Jeff. Let me see what you think coming up. Let's see. Where is the Jet schedule? Okay.
I'll give you wins and losses, and because I looked at it the other day, and I'm not going to say what I think, but if it happens the way it does,
let's go. Okay, so knowing what we know right now, Jeff, I'm going to give you the Jet schedule going forward. All right. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you. Okay, so right now they're 4-2. Right. They got the Denver Broncos on the road this week. Win or loss?
Win.
New England at home.
Win.
Buffalo at home.
I'm going to go a loss with Buffalo.
All right, they get a bye week, come out of the bye, they get New England again, this time in New England.
I think they could sweep New England at this point in time.
All right, at home with Chicago Bears.
Win.
On the road to the Minnesota Vikings, who, by the way, I was in their New York offices today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have a client who the family, the Wilfs, beside owning the Vikings, having some law offices, they're also a big developer. They have properties in 37 states, and we're bidding some work for them. I've done work for them in the past, and I was in their office today. They have a beautiful office. Nice. Anyway, so Jeff, at Minnesota?
They lose.
At Buffalo?
I'm going to give them a win.
Wow. So you're giving them
I think they're going to split with Buffalo. However it happens, I think they're going to split with Buffalo.
All right, Jeff. Home to Detroit.
They're going to win.
Home to Jacksonville.
They're going to win.
On the road at Seattle.
Definitely going to win.
And at Miami Dolphins.
They're going to win.
Wow, Jeff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're giving the Jets 13 wins to 5 losses.
4 losses.
4 losses, yes. I think you're overdoing it, but again, it's hard to argue because.
Listen, how am I overdoing it? I think that New England is not the team that they once were. Okay, so if they play smart and Mac Jones, whatever the fuck his name is, isn't 100% when he comes back, and I don't think he is because we all know those high ankle sprains take forever to heal.
Yep.
Bang. I think they're going to lose. I think the Jets are capable of beating them twice. I think the Jets are capable, if they play smart, of splitting with Buffalo. I don't think that they're going to beat Minnesota. I mean, everybody could beat Detroit.
Yeah.
Right now, Miami went 3-0 and have lost 3 or 4 in a row. I don't think Miami is the team.
But y'all getting Tua back and getting back to where they were before his injury.
Yeah, but Tua is brain damaged, Tom. He might not remember half the playbook. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen with Tua, and you don't know if he's going to survive the whole season.
That's true.
Okay, so one more hard tackle, and that's it. He can miss several games. Chicago, really? people going to question if they're going to beat Chicago?
No, again, I think there's a couple of games on there that I agree with you, a bunch of games, but I still don't think they're in Buffalo's class. I think some of these road games are going to be tougher games. Listen, the Jets are exceeding expectations. It's like the Giants, and I'll tell you from the Giant perspective. The Giants are 5-1. They're playing good football. I love it, but I don't think that every one of these games that are winnable games they're going to win because they're just not that good a team. I think it's the same for the Jets. I think their defense is good. But it's not unbeatable. It was only a couple of weeks ago that people were thinking they were going to win 3 games all season.
Who?
So,
Who?
The Jets.
The Jets. Now, listen. Let me go over that list again, and let's get your take on it.
Okay. All right. Let me get the Jets schedule back up. So now we are at week 7,
and then I'm going to explain to you why the Jets are a more for real team. Frank, you should stop and listen to this one. Don't click on the keys. You won't hear me.
All right. So at Denver this week, I think the Jets will pull out a W this week. I'm not a fan of Russell Wilson and that offense. And while they're a good defense, I think the Jets defense is just a little bit better. Tough game. I will not be surprised if Denver wins, but I'm going to pick the Jets.
Okay.
New England at home. This is a tough game for me to pick because I still think it's Bell. He's got that team playing better. I'm going to give the Jets a W here because I do think at home the Jets will find a way to win, whether it's Bradley or whatever the kid's name, Zappy or Mac Jones. Here's where we differ. Buffalo, I'm giving them a loss.
Okay.
New England, I'm going to give them a loss. I think Bill at home, cold weather. I think Bill will split with them. Yes, I agree. Chicago, they beat. At Minnesota is a loss. At Buffalo is a loss. Detroit at home is a win. With Jacksonville at home, I'm going to give him a W. I think that could go either way. At Seattle is a loss, and at Miami is a loss. So I'm a little different. So I'm going to give them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more wins, and I'm going to get them to 9 and 8 for the rest of the season. I think that's a realistic expectation for a defense that's good. But the problem is, Jeff, that offense is not. And at some point, they're going to take away Breece Hall, and they're going to force Zach Wilson to beat them. Can he is the question. Can Zach Wilson, on his own with that receiving core, beat you?
Well, listen, time will tell. And here's the difference between my picks and your picks, okay? I don't see Geno Smith being a team killer that far into the schedule. No doubt. He's going to be neutralized sooner or later. If he was that good, he would have been starting.
I agree, but it's still a tough place to play. It's still tough.
I hear you, but when your quarterback can't play, and I feel as though sooner or later he's going to become the Geno Smith of old.
Oh, he will definitely become. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
I also said that I think that they could split with Buffalo. Okay, I didn't say they're going to beat Buffalo.
I agree. I got you. I
think they could beat Buffalo in one game because I think Buffalo may look past them.
Well, that's always a possibility, but I just don't think the Jets are in that category yet. But listen, I don't think it's far off. I just think that offensively they need to have a little more firepower than they're showing.
Maybe so. We don't know. We got to see what happens. I don't think that they're going to beat Minnesota.
I agree.
Okay, I think that the Patriots. I really, honestly, and truly don't see the Patriots rebounding. I really don't. I read a lot of stuff. I see a lot of rumblings about Mac Jones maybe not being the
this new kid Bradley Zappi. They're talking about him having a chance to take the starting job and run with it.
Yeah. So and now here's the difference between the Jets and the New York Giants. Okay. And whether you want to admit this or not, I don't care.
Boy. Here we go.
But no, because when I say it, you're going to be like, yeah, you're 100% right.
Go ahead.
The Giants are doing it with players that historically get injured.
Yep.
Okay. Historically get injured with Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. They just haven't got injured yet. Okay. The Jets are doing it through 4 or 5 players that they got in the draft that are only getting better every week. Now, to me, the weakest player out of all of them right now, of all their draft picks, has been Wilson. He just hasn't been getting the catches, the targets, whatever. Okay, but he's not having a bad season. He's just not having an elite season. I'm not saying that the other guys are, but the defense is playing solid. Breece Hall's playing great. You got Michael Carter. You got Corey Davis.
Yep.
These are guys that are playing good. You know, listen, they're not even playing. They're not even targeting Elijah Moore at this point in time.
Nope.
Denzel Mims, he doesn't even know what number he is because they don't even give him a fucking uniform to put on. He's not even getting dressed for the games. Matter of fact, Elijah Moore let it be known that he wants to be traded today.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he's pushing to get traded. So to me, you know, you think of this and the players that they have, and the players like I just don't understand Salah with this one. Denzel Mims, you just never gave him a chance.
No,
and it certainly seems as though that Elijah Moore is going down that road too. And then you're not trading any one of these guys. I just don't understand it. If you could get something for them, get something for them. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, again, I think Mims has not presented himself in a way that looks like he deserves a shot. And with Garrett Wilson and Corey Davis and the like, I haven't seen enough from Denzel Mims where you think he deserves to get out there.
You haven't seen anything from Denzel Mims. He hasn't played since last year.
Yeah.
And Elijah Moore, he had a few targets. He's got nothing this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing. So, but you're going to hold on to him till he ain't worth nothing, and then they're just going to let them go.
Well, let me ask you this question. So, I can easily point to the Buffalo game as an indicator. You know, like, okay, so I'll say, like if I said to you, Jeff, at what point should people take the Jets for real? Like, okay, their schedule's 4-2. They beat some, they went to Lambeau, beat the Packers. Okay, it's a great win. The Packers might not be the team that we think they are, but that's still a big W. At what point is it? Do you have to go out and go to Buffalo and beat Buffalo? At what point can you as a Jet fan, or you as a Jet fan, convince me that the Jets are for real? What game do they have to win where you say, all right, the Jets are for real?
They already won it. They already won it, man. They already won it. They went into Green Bay and they handed Green Bay their asses. They played defensively. They ended up beating them. They played special teams. They played a good ground game. This is a team. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Green Bay, there's no way under the sun Green Bay is going to be playing meaningful games come January.
I would agree with you. I think this Green Bay team is in big trouble, and I will not be surprised if there's some rumblings about Rodgers not coming back next year soon.
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible.
Hey, Peter Cat, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. But I gotta say, you got to remember, they beat Aaron Rodgers.
No, I agree. Listen,
they were in the backfield the whole entire game.
Listen, the first half they were not overly impressive. I will tell you, the second half they were a dominant team, and they did this with no passing game. So I agree with you, Jeff, 100%. I'm not buying into them as a legit playoff team yet. If they go to Buffalo, if they beat Buffalo at either point, I will tell you I would buy in at that point. They got to go in and at least take Buffalo down to the fourth quarter.
Suppose they go into Buffalo and they beat Buffalo 28-17.
Yep.
Okay, and they sack Josh Allen 4 times. They intercept him once, 4 times, and they just hold that team to nothing.
Yep.
Well, what do you say then?
No, I would tell you that I would consider them a legit team. The problem, because I love the brand of football. See, to me, I don't think you need to throw the ball for 350 or 400 yards every week to win football games. To me, if you can throw the ball and be competitive and run the ball really well, play great defense and special teams, to me, that makes you a legit team. I'm all in to what they're buying, what they're doing. But I still think you got to go in and you got to win a big game. And the problem is with their schedule, Jeff, and it's not their fault, there's not a lot of big games in it. The Minnesota game, I think, is a big one. What's Minnesota right now? 5-1. A little bit of smoke and mirrors there. But I think that's a big game. If they were to go to Minnesota and win, that would be huge. Winning either one of the Buffalo games, to me, sets a tone that they're a legit team and somebody will be watched out for this year. Until that time, though, I got to question a little bit, just a little. Now, again, like the Giants, any one of these games coming up, they could lose. I could see a chance where the Jets shit the bed and they lose to any team on their schedule because I think they're still a little ahead of schedule.
Listen, the Jets right now, okay, they're 1 game in front of Miami. They're in second place
Yep.
in their division. Okay,
Uh-huh.
in their conference, there's Buffalo, Kansas City, the Chargers, and then the Jets. So the Jets right now are a wild card team in the league.
Absolutely.
In the league, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th place team overall in the league. I want you to figure this out, okay? You take Philadelphia, Minnesota, the Giants, Dallas. So that's 4 teams. 4 NFC teams are ahead of them out of the top 8. You know, I'm not saying that they're going to win the Super Bowl. Please don't think that. But this is a team, if they're going to continue to get better as they play on. And I just don't see there being, you know, I don't think people should doubt them.
No, I listen. What I think both New York teams have come up with now is a situation where you kind of can expect them to go in and win games. You know, before it was almost like, oh, they're going to Green Bay, they're going to lose this one.
This is a team where just a few weeks ago, before the start of the season, and you could look it up, they were projected to get the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yes, listen, I'm with you.
Okay, already right now, if the season was done today, which it's not, but if it was, they would be a playoff team.
I agree. Again, Hard Rocket Sports, Jeff and Tom here on a Thursday night, talking a lot of football, a little bit of sports. We got some music stuff coming up. We'll talk about Bobby Gustafson, Judas Priest, and more. So stick around. We still got probably about another hour to go. So hang on there, and thanks. I got a couple requests tonight for interviews. I'll give them up to you guys in a few weeks. But right now, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it, and stick around. We got a lot more to talk about. Yeah, Jeff, I agree with you. I think this Jet team could go either way right now. And again, guys, the Yankees, second inning, I believe it is, and no score. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. But I do like the fact that this team has turned around and at least put themselves in a position, Jeff, where it's not a given that they're going to be bad every week. Now, again, they're going to have some bad games. They're going to lose a game along the way that you and I think they should win. And Frankie, this is one of those games. This is a game where the Jets can go out to Denver and shit the bed. But if they go out to Denver and win this week, regardless of what the score is, and play good defense and run the ball, Jeff, then you got to go, okay, it's another notch on the belt. You know, can this team make the playoffs? Absolutely. Look at the standings. We'll go through it in a little while. If you look at the standings and you look at their schedule, I will tell you the Jets have a legitimate chance to make the playoffs this year.
This is why I say that I think that they're going to win on Sunday, playing the Broncos, because of the health of Russell Wilson.
I don't know if it's the health of Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson
is
not playing well.
No, he's not playing well. Doesn't he have a hamstring injury?
He might, and that would make it even worse. But to be honest with you, Russell Wilson has not looked like an elite quarterback or a really good quarterback in a couple of years, and this year looks worse. I mean, there's a lot of frustration on it from his receivers. They are not scoring points. Again, I think you know what, Frank. I almost think
he says he may be out. Why is he going to be out, Frank?
The hamstring. Here's the thing. That might be the best thing that happens to them, because at that point they'll stop relying on him to make plays that he can't, and they'll run the football. They'll throw the ball to guys who are open and play great defense. That would actually be better for them. To me, Jeff, this is one of those calling card signature games where if the Jets win, boy, oh boy, that would be a really good notch on their belt. That's a tough place to play, Mile High Stadium. That's a tough place.
Yeah, listen, I know that it's a tough place. It's always a tough place. Yeah. It's always a tough place. But you know what? There's going to be a changing of the guard sooner or later.
No, Jeff, there already is. If you look at it, before the season, what did we both say? The NFC East is going to be the worst division, or one of the worst divisions in football. Right now, the NFC East is one of the best divisions in football. You got 3 teams. Again, I got you. It's early, but I'm just saying, at this point, if I told you 6 weeks into the season, you're going to be 2 5-1 teams and a 4-2 team in that division, you would tell me I was nuts.
Yeah, I would have. Definitely, without a doubt. But I also going to say, what happens if that same team, same division, okay? Now, the Cowboys kept winning. But if the Giants lose both Barkley and Jones at the same time, that's it. It's over.
No, but that's any team. If I told you the Jets were going to lose Quennan Williams and Brees Hall, you tell me the season's over. That's any team. So
I
I get you.
understand that, but those two players, Jones and Barkley, are historically injured players. They get injured
Jeff,
every year.
Barkley's already been playing with a banged up shoulder, has stuck in both games, and Jones had a severe ankle injury. Not only finished the game he played in, played the following 2 weeks, and he's been fine. So I'm with you. I got you. Historically, both guys, but I can't go by what might happen. I have to go by.
I'm not saying that you have to go by what may happen, or history has already shown that it could very well happen.
Sure, absolutely.
These players are not the toughest players in the NFL, especially Barkley. The guy gets banged up at least once a year, and if he's
banged up now, he's got a bad shoulder, but he's playing through it.
He's still playing, no, Tom. Yeah. But what happens if he gets fucked up? He gets a knee injury like he did a couple of years ago. Where he misses 4 or 5 games.
Agreed, but you know what? I think this team with Matt Breida, I think this Giant team's a little different, kind of like the Jets. The Giant team's a little different. Now, this team is playing good defense. They've lost multiple corners, safeties. They're losing players left and right in defense, and every week they go out there and they've kept everybody under 30 points. So I agree with you, Jeff. If the Giants were to lose Daniel Jones and Barkley, maybe both, one or the other, it could hurt them. But to be honest with you, both guys are banged up. They're out there playing their asses off, and this Giant team's a different team. And like Matt just said, it's a big thing when you start to believe you can win every week. And both of these teams in New York are starting to believe that they can win every week. It's a mindset.
I think that the Giants would be able to absorb the loss of Daniel Jones more so than the loss of Saquon Barkley.
I disagree with that. I understand they got Tyrod Taylor as a backup, but Daniel Jones has played really good football. He has done a really good job. I know you don't watch much Giant football, but Daniel Jones has made big plays. He's had 4 game-winning drives. Daniel Jones has played some good football this year. Now, the stats, he's only thrown for like 1,100 yards so far in the 6 games. It ain't huge, but he's played really good with a very inferior receiving core.
Well, listen, right off the bat, okay, he's thrown 5 touchdowns and he's had 2 interceptions. We're in game 6.
Yep.
Okay, he's only thrown for 1,000 yards, 1,021 yards. He's averaging 170 yards a game.
Yep.
So he's not much more than a game manager. Barkley's got 616 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he's averaging 102 yards a game. So it's Barkley that's providing this.
100%. No, there's no doubt that Saquon Barkley is probably the best back in football right now. He's doing everything, including playing quarterback. He's literally lined up in the Wildcat, a half a game sometimes and playing really well. The thing with Daniel Jones is you got to remember his 2 best receivers right now are Richie James, a cast-off for the 49ers, David Sills, and Dan Bellinger, a rookie tight end. He hasn't had Kadarius Toney in weeks. He's had very little Galladay. Wendell Robinson just got back. This is a guy who's really got no receiving core, and he's found the way to win.
They need to do something about that. They need to revamp that receiving
100%. Now, they can't do much right now because of the salary cap. They can't make any trades. They can't there's been talk of Odell going back there. That ain't going to happen. But I would tell you in the draft, the Giants' number 1 pick is either going to be a corner or a wide receiver. So, there's no doubt that it'll get fixed. I think Daniel Jones has done an admirable job. He's shown that he's a legit quarterback from throwing from the pocket. He's done everything everybody's asked him to do.
He hasn't done much, Tom. 5 touchdown passes in 6 games.
Jeff, look at the wide receiving core. His best wide receivers are David Sills.
I understand that. Remember Tom Brady. I know people will say that Tom Brady played at a different level.
Yeah, it's a different level, Jeff.
Stop, please, with that shit. Okay, he was able to elevate other players around him. If you're a good quarterback, you will have the ability to elevate other players around you.
Hey, Jeff, I agree with you, but
you're talking 5 touchdown passes in 6 games.
Think about it. David Sills on a lot of teams wouldn't even be on it. He's made these guys a little bit better. He's done a nice job. I would tell you, anytime you get a chance on a Sunday, sit down for a day and watch the Giants play. Watch Daniel Jones and tell me he's not a legit quarterback. He's done a really good job. I would like to see him with 2 really just even legit I'm not talking superstars. I'm just talking about guys who can catch the ball and run away from traffic. He has not had that. Guys can catch the ball in this team and they're tackled immediately. Again, is he a superstar yet? No, he's absolutely not a superstar. But between his legs and the way he's throwing the ball this year and stayed out of giving the ball away, I think Daniel Jones has done a nice job. And listen, we'll go through the Giants schedule, but I have to tell you, this team, if it plays the way it's been playing, it'll make the playoffs in a very weak NFC division conference.
I don't know, man. I don't know about making the playoffs only because
Dallas.
I think Dallas is a better team and Philly's a better team than the Giants.
Philly's a better team than Dallas, but Jeff, okay, go to the rest of the NFC and tell me how many teams are actually better than the Giants. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing that Philly and Dallas might be better teams. I'm not going to argue
every year, and we've done it several years in a row. Yeah. Every year that we say, "Oh, there's 2 wild cards coming out of this division," it never happens. And
let's go through it this way. I'll go through it with you right now. How many? Again, so 7 teams make the playoffs. 4 of them are division winners, so you get three wild card teams. Okay, so let's say Philly and Dallas are going. Okay, let's say Philly and Dallas.
But that's 1 wild card team. That brings us down.
So that's why. So you got 2 wild cards. So let's say right now it's Atlanta's at 3-3, Tampa's at 3-3, New Orleans is 2-4. Out of those, and right now Atlanta's at first. Let's say Atlanta wins let's say it's Atlanta or Tampa to win the division.
If Atlanta wins the division, I think Tampa Bay will grab a wild card. If Tampa Bay wins the division, I don't see that. And Matt, to answer your question, I don't think it's that he stinks. I think that he's getting older and he can't do the things that he once did. That's the problem with Tom Brady. Okay, Tom Brady was able to play at a high level to 44, 45 years old, which allows the rest of the NFL to think that their quarterbacks could also play that level for that long a period of time. And I just think that Aaron Rodgers is starting to break down at this point in time.
I disagree a little bit. I think it's a little bit of his offensive line is not the same as it was. I think his receiving core is not as good. I mean, when Allen Lazard is probably your best receiver, it's a little bit, and I don't think he's good enough anymore to elevate the second-tier receivers he has. But I agree with him today. I read it today, and I think he's right. They need to simplify the offense, take it down a notch as far as their reads, and make it simple and let these guys catch the ball and run with it, and I think they'll do better. I don't think he stinks. I still think he's got something left in the tank. I just think that the team's not as good around him.
Well, listen, he's also closing in on 40 years old, too.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, one day he's going to wake up and he's not going to be able to play the game anymore. That's all there is to it.
But I don't think
both years can make every story for anybody at any given time. Sooner or later, the guy's not going to be able to throw the ball. No, Drew Brees showed that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Roethlisberger showed that.
Peyton Manning showed it. His last year, he couldn't throw the ball 20 yards, and he hung around, but he got through. But 100%, Jeff, I'm with you. Finishing up on the Giants. So, right now, the top 2 teams in the South are 3-3. Minnesota's 5-1, and then you got Green Bay at 3-3. Chicago, nobody else is winning that in that division. And then in the West, Jeff, you got the Rams at 3-3. They suck. The 49ers are 3-3. Seattle's 3-3, and Arizona 2-4. There's no reason why the Giants cannot win a playoff seed this year. There's no doubt in my mind. Now, again, I'm not saying they will, and we can run through their schedule if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead, run through their schedule. Because I'll tell you the truth. What are the NFC West? Who? LA is in first place, right?
Yeah, and the Rams are 3-3. The 49ers are 3-3, and Seattle's 2-4.
Yeah, I don't see the Cardinals or Seattle doing anything. I'll be honest with you. I haven't been keeping up on the 49ers. So, but they are 3-3 after 6 games, and they have a share of first place.
Yeah,
but I think only one of those 2 teams are going to make the playoffs.
Correct. That's my point. Is again, are the Giants going to go? The same winning percentage the rest of the way? I don't know. Let me run through the schedule with you. So right now the Giants are 5-1, Jeff. This week they're on the road in Jacksonville. Go ahead, give me your thought.
I think they're going to win that.
Me too. I'm with you on that one. Now they go on the road to Seattle.
I think they'll win, but I don't know. I'm going to say win because I got to pick one. but I'm not 100% behind that.
I'm going loss. I think if there's a week to lose, that's going to be the one. Okay, they get the bye week. Great, nice. They come out of the bye week. They're at home to the Houston Texans.
They're going to beat them.
Right. Okay. After that, they're home to the Detroit Lions.
So they should beat them.
Okay. Week 12, this is Thanksgiving. They're on the road in Dallas
I think Dallas will win that.
I would agree with that. I think that's Giants don't play that well in national games. I still think Dallas is a little bit better than the Giants. Things are going to change, but okay. After that, they come home. They come back home, and they play the Washington Redskins. Jeff,
you know, the NFC East games are always tough, but I think they'll end up splitting.
Okay, so
with the Redskins. So I don't know if did they play the Redskins yet?
They did play the Redskins. Wait a minute, maybe not. Hold on a second. I see one game. No. So they got a game coming up. So the first game they have is the Commanders at home.
All right, just put it down as a win because it doesn't matter. But I think they're going to split with the Commanders.
All right, then the week after that they get Philly at home.
I think they're going to lose.
See, I'm going to give them a win at home. Okay, Washington Commanders on the road.
They're going to win.
You split. You gave them the win.
Yeah.
I gave them the win earlier before. You're giving the split, so I'm going to give them the loss here, right? For you?
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter to you. All right. Then they're on the road to Minnesota. After that,
I think they lose to Minnesota.
I'll agree with you. They're home to the Indianapolis Colts.
You know, Colts. Nobody's been saying anything about the Colts. They have won 3 in a row.
Yeah. They seem to be turning it around. Go ahead.
I'm not saying that they're going to be forced to be reckoned with by the time the Giants get to them, but I'm going to say a win for the Colts.
Okay, so Giants lose, and then they end the season in Philly against the Eagles.
I think that Philly is going to beat them.
I would agree with you there. So let's see. So you're giving them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more wins. So you have the Giants going 11-6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. I'm getting the Giants at 10-7. Okay, I'm a little more conservative than you. All right. So at 10-7, 11-6, the Giants are probably getting a playoff seed. Now, listen, does that mean they're going to win a playoff game, a wild card game? Probably not. But I think both these teams, if they just made the playoffs or are in meaningful games in December, I think it's a huge step for both teams. Neither one of us thought these teams are making the playoffs this year.
No, definitely not. But like I said to you earlier, my thing is that the Jets, their situation, I think that they're in a better situation. Why? Because they've drafted these players.
I agree.
These guys are just going to get better as the season goes on. I'm not going to say that they're going to go be good enough to win a Super Bowl by the end of the season. I'm not saying that at all. And I don't think that they're going to be Super Bowl bound next year, but I think they're going to be a better team come next year than they are this year. But I think it's a team that's going to grow together for the next couple of years, where the Giants, you already have 2 of your main guys that are not under contract for next year. And let's face it, there's not a guy in this league that doesn't play Moneyball. So if somebody comes with big numbers at them, they're liable to go.
I would tell you that Saquon Barkley will get franchised because that's not a big number. And Daniel Jones, I will tell you, will sign a 3-year deal with a 4-year option at $25 million, probably $20 million a year. I think Daniel Jones's market value outside of New York is not as great as it is in New York. I think he'll take a shorter contract. I think both guys will be on the roster next year. Short of a major injury this year, I think both guys are back next year. I think that's
you say that, but you got to think of who's going to need a quarterback next year.
A lot of teams are going to need a quarterback next year. That goes through it too, but I don't think he's going to get a huge contract anywhere he goes. I think Daniel Jones will come back to the Giants. I would be shocked if he doesn't. I would be surprised if anybody gave him a 4-year, $30 million deal. I think Daniel Jones is a good quarterback. I think he's getting better. I think when the Giants give him more weapons around him, he'll do even better. But I think he's a product of I think he's going to like this system he's in and the guy he's playing for. And I think he'll be back next year. That's my opinion. I don't know any more than anybody else does. But,
it's 6 games into the season, of course.
100%.
But you just don't know what's going to happen. And just right off the bat, you think of teams that may be needing a quarterback next year. the Steelers, the Bears, possibly the Lions, possibly Atlanta.
Tampa's going to need a quarterback.
Tampa,
I don't see any way in the world that Tom Brady comes back next year.
No, I don't think so. I'd be surprised if Tom Brady finishes the year off.
I think the Saints are going to need a quarterback next year. I think Detroit's probably going to be looking for a quarterback next year for sure.
Definitely.
Tampa for sure. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't think Pittsburgh. I think they're locked into Kenny Pickett.
Seattle.
Yeah, I agree, John. Matt. I think if they make, I don't think if they make the play, they don't have to make the playoffs. I think if they're competitive in December with these guys, I think they're both back. I think Barkley gets a franchise tag for probably $8-10 million, and Jones is back on a 3-year, $20 million.
Barkley doesn't get hurt, he's going to get more money than that.
I wouldn't. Again, I think he's really played well this year. He's been tough. He's really played well.
Listen, maybe the Giants are going to offer him that kind of money.
Yeah.
Somebody else will offer him more money or try to take him.
It's possible.
If the Giants offer him $8 to $10 million, I think he'll go someplace else.
No, I think they'll franchise tag him. I'd be surprised if they sign him to a long-term deal. I think it's a franchise tag. But we'll see. But you know what, Jeff? I think the bottom line is this for me. I'll say for me. It's fun to turn on a game on a Sunday now. You don't feel like your team's never in it. I'm sure there's going to be games along the way where they'll get blown out, where they won't play well. That's just football, right?
Of course.
Yeah, but I think at least right now it would be a surprise. Like the Packer game in London, I expected the Giants to get smoked. They didn't. This week against the Ravens, I had this feeling like, it would be close until the fourth quarter, and then what's his name, Jackson, and the Ravens would run away with it. And he had some big plays, and their running back Drake had a huge game. I think the guy had like 4 runs for like 100 and something yards. I mean, just ridiculous. Every run was like 30 yards. But the Giants hung in there, and they played great defense when they had to, even though they gave up 400 yards. And I really was impressed with the way they played the game. And, now it's just at least exciting on a Sunday morning to wake up and look forward to a football game. That's going to be competitive.
I mean, yeah, listen, it's definitely better than it was last year at this time.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. I got to go inside and hold something real quick.
Okay, yeah. Hard Rocket Sports, Jeff and Tom here on a Thursday night. Thanks for tuning in, stopping by. We got a lot more football talk. We'll talk a little more baseball. I got the little Judas Priest. I got some Bobby Gustafson to talk about with you guys. And as we kill about another half hour of the show. And then, again, remember, we're back. I'm going to be getting some new guests coming on. Jeff and I have some people. We're going to talk with Jeff when he comes back about Spinal Tap. And the Yankees look like it's 0-0. Third inning coming up. Yankees coming to bat. We'll talk about Motley Crue and Def Leppard coming back again next year. Again, I'll talk about that to start with. That whole Motley Crue, Def Leppard, that whole concert series this year, the 4 bands, Poison. I mean, that's, you think about it, those were all bands back in the day that were out there touring on their own, playing stadiums. I mean, all those guys back in the 80s and maybe even in the 90s were just ripping stadiums apart with one band opening up for them. And now it's taking 4 of them to do it. But you know what? Listen, whatever it takes, if it works, if the chemistry's there, if the recipe's there, do it. You know what? We don't have much more time. The metal phase of our life is coming to an end. The Poisons, the Motley Crues, they're just it's gonna end. They're just getting no traction anymore. The nostalgia end of it is not there. The new music is not taking off. So if you get a chance next year to go see Def Leppard and Motley Crue, go. I don't think you're going to get many more chances down the road, especially in a big venue. I kicked myself. I wanted to go this year. I should have went. I will go next year. I'll see who the supporting bands are. But while Motley Crue sucks, I'd like to see Def Leppard once in my life.
You never saw them?
I've never seen Leppard perform, no.
I've seen them a couple times.
Yeah. Any
I don't think you're missing much because, they're not for me.
Yeah, see, the problem is I'd want to see the first album. I like to see stuff from the first album, and I know I would never get more than one song from that album.
you're not going to get any songs from that album.
I'm just saying is if I got lucky, I would see one song from that album.
I don't think so. They have so many other hits.
Yes, I agree.
Other albums, that's what you're going to hear, I feel.
Hey, did you hear the Judas Priest thing, Jeff, that they're going to be 3 guitar players, 2 drummers. They got 7 minutes to play. 7 minutes? That's like 2 songs.
I never heard this. What's going on?
So even though Richie Faulkner is not being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because you have to be, I guess, part of the band for a certain amount of time, KK Downing's going in, Tipton's going in. Both Tipton and Downing will be playing for that show. I think, here's what I'm thinking, Jeff. Richie Faulkner's playing because Glenn Tipton is probably hitting about every 3rd chord.
If that.
Right. So I think that Richie Faulkner is getting to play along with other men. I believe Dave Holland's even being inducted. He's dead, right? Didn't he die?
I believe he's dead, yes.
But and wasn't he have a little bit of legal issues with the younger? Yeah. So surprisingly, he's going in. So it's Les Binks.
He's definitely going in?
Yeah. That's what I read, that he's being inducted. He'll be on the plaque or whatever. Les Binks himself and who's the new drummer? Scott Travis. They're all going in as members of the band, along with KK Downing, Glenn Tipton, Rob Halford, and the bass player is escaping me right now. What's the bass player's name?
Ian Hill.
Ian Hill. So those guys are all going in. Yeah, obviously, Ian Hill, Rob Halford, are going to be playing along with KK, Glenn Tipton, Richie Faulkner. I don't know. And then Scott Travis and Les Binks will all be performing. I guess to be all of them on stage at one time playing basically 2 songs or a medley of Judas Priest songs.
Well, I guess we'll see. I'm trying to get information for you from Dave Holland.
Uh-huh.
And it is not looking very good for Mr. Holland.
Yeah, pretty sure he's dead, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he died in 2018, January 22nd, 2018. In 2004, Holland was arrested and later found guilty by a jury of 1 count of attempted rape and 5 counts of indecent assault against a 17-year-old male with learning difficulties.
Yeah, I mean, if there's ever a guy to leave off the roster of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Dave Holland might be the guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Tony Iommi, it says Holland had recently completed some recording sessions with guitarist Tony Iommi. When word of his arrest became public, Iommi had Holland's drum tracks removed and re-recorded by Jimmy Copley, not wanting any association with a convicted sex offender. Holland was scheduled for release from prison in 2012 and had reportedly served his full sentence that year.
Here's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. According to the Hall of Fame, the Judas Priest members that will get inducted include current members Rob Halford, Ian Hill, Glenn Tipton, and Scott Travis, along with former members KK Downing, Les Binks, and the late drummer Dave Holland. I find it hard to believe that they're going to put Dave Holland in with all of that baggage on it, Jeff.
I could have swore that he was exonerated, though. I don't know 100%. Like, there was definitely some smoke and a gray area with what he did.
Oh, really?
He claims that he didn't do anything wrong. He just gave the kid a little hug, and
he gave a lap dance in a leopard Speedo.
He did come out as bisexual.
Okay.
Who am I to say? All I know is I can only speak for myself. I don't dabble in that field.
Yeah, so they've got 8 minutes and 24 seconds and a half second to play live. November 5th, even though it'll be shown later on. I tell you the truth, I have not watched a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in a very long time. I will find this one and watch it because I'm curious. One, I'd love to see KK on the stage with Glenn Tipton. I don't know what shape Glenn Tipton will be in at that point, but I think it's still something you want to have in your memory bank.
Well, listen, it would be nice. Hopefully Glenn Tipton knows that he's there.
Yeah.
And he's not, bugging out or whatever, doesn't know what's going on. So we can only hope that.
I'm going to ask you the magic question, Jeff. Get set yourself up.
Go ahead.
3 songs that Judas Priest has to play for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If they can only play 3 songs, what's the 3 songs you would say as a Judas Priest fan you would want they have to play? Forget about you want them to play. What's the 3 songs Judas Priest most known for?
Hellbent for Leather is going to be one of them.
I agree. Something from British Steel has to be.
I don't know.
It has to be. It's the only radio play. It was the song that kind of launched them. That album launched them in America.
It did. But what are we going to say? Breaking the Law? Or
one of them. I think you got to go. One of those. Hellbent for Leather, I think, is absolute. See, I think it's Hellbent for Leather. I'll say either one of Living After Midnight or Breaking the Law, either one. And then it's either Turbo Lover or Another Thing Coming. Yes. Because that's the 3 eras of, as far as I'm concerned, that's the 3 eras of Judas Priest.
Well, what would you like to hear them play?
That's a different story now. That's
Maybe
a different
Painkiller.
Possibly, I would say.
Because this here where they could just put Glenn Tipton off to the side with a kickstand or something and just.
To me, it's Green Manalishi. I love that. That's probably my favorite Judas Priest song.
They're not going to play that.
I'm not. You said what songs would I want them to play, not what I think they'll play. What? Yes, that's a different story. So I would tell you, for me, it's got to be Hellbent for Leather. That represents the early years. Something from that album, from British Steel, and then of course something from that next era, whether it's Turbo Lover, Another Thing Coming. One of those songs. Those are the 3 songs I think you're going to hear from them.
Well, maybe Rob wants to play Turbo Lover. I don't know, but I don't know if they're going to. What was the big connection in the other side of the grass, the other side of the fence there in Turbo Lover?
I don't know the song well enough to say. I don't know.
Well, supposedly it's it has something to do with guys that dabble.
I gotcha. As we talk Hard Rock and Sports, Jeff and Dami Thursday night, we're talking a little Judas Priest and dabbling, and of course,
no, we're not talking dabbling. I just asked a question. That's all.
We're going to bring up some Spinal Tap in a minute. Jeff owes me a story, but let me ask you this question. So next up, that has to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is going to be Iron Maiden. If Iron Maiden was going in, Jeff, and they said, "Hey, Jeff, what 3 songs should we play that truly represent Iron Maiden?" What would it be for you?
Oh, they're going to play something gay, without a doubt.
Forget about what they're going to play. I'm telling you, they're asking Jeff Tolwinski, Jeff, what 3 songs represent Iron Maiden in your eyes?
I like Total Eclipse.
Okay.
Invaders.
Great tune.
And I don't know, man. Wow. Maybe the song Iron Maiden.
That I agree. But I would say if it was for me, it's Killers, Number of the Beast, and probably 2 Minutes to Midnight. Those are the 3 eras of Iron Maiden that need to be represented. Now, I would say the song Iron Maiden would be the last song they play. That's, to me, the very last song Iron Maiden should ever play is Iron Maiden.
Well, it will be, because that's how they close out all their shows.
I agree. So, to me, when they walk off the stage and say, we've played our last show, that needs to be the last song ever played by the band.
Yeah, sad to say that, but that last show is
it's coming. It's
getting closer and closer, man.
Again, it's a lot closer than the early stuff. So I agree with you, but I'm looking forward to the Judas Priest one. I think it's fun to finally see the band get in the Hall of Fame. They've deserved it. We've seen some. I mean, Dolly Parton got in this time. And no offense to Dolly Parton, she's a huge country star. But what the hell is Dolly Parton doing in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I just can't figure it out.
Like I said, if they just call it the Music Hall of Fame, we wouldn't have this issue.
You know what, Jeff? It's the smartest thing they could ever do. They just got to call it the Music Hall of Fame, and that would be the end of it. And you can put anybody you want at that point.
Of course, they put whoever they want in there anyway.
Right. I'm saying you can have the country catalog, the country category. You can have the rap category. You can have the metal category, and nobody would care. But the minute you call Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you definitely kind of got to start limiting it. But it's
that they call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then they don't put anybody in that's a rock and roll band.
That's 100% correct. 100% correct. I can't argue with you.
Some of the bands that they do put in, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, I agree. Before we get to Spinal Tap, Jeff, and I'm going to get to it next, our boy Bobby Gustafson is no longer in the band Violence. I talked to Bobby today via Messenger. He's excited. He's got some solo stuff coming out. He's going to be recording some stuff. He's going to come on the show in a few months, I guess, or as soon as he has something to promote. But he did. I'm going to quote what he said about you. I said to him, got to come on and talk Giants football with me. And he said to tell, hold on. He said, tell that green bitch to fuck off. I'll call and have something going on. Just for the record. That's
fuck. What is he fixing? Toilets now?
I'm just letting you know that's what your boy Bobby Gustafson said. Called you a green bitch.
He can call whatever he wants.
Just saying. I think it's a compliment.
Listen, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
First of all, he came on, he bitches about Overkill. Who's still playing?
Yep.
Overkill. And now he's not in Violence anymore?
He's no longer in Violence.
What happened there?
Well, because they're a West Coast band. He's located in Florida. And I guess bringing him out to the West Coast and trying to have a band with a guy who lives, thousands of miles away is not, in today's day and age does not work.
Well, listen, he just did it for how many months on tour? So, I remember him always saying that he wouldn't get back into it anymore. So,
yes,
that's okay.
Essentially, I don't think they can afford Bobby. So he's moved on. He's going to be doing some stuff on his own. And
how much money do you think that he gets? You make it seem like this guy's getting $1 million.
I'm only telling you what the man said. The man said they couldn't afford him anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's a couple grand a week, $3,000 a week, maybe. Who knows? I have no idea what he gets for doing these shows. Maybe he gets a fee per show. I don't know. I didn't ask. He'll be on in a few weeks. You can ask him.
Okay.
So I just want you to know that he called you a green bitch. That's all.
Listen, that's okay.
He does love you, but he just said they called you a green bitch.
Dude,
so
you've come to the wrong place if you think I give a fuck, man. This is somebody that's been fucking fixing
just trying to get a rise out of you.
The last 30 years, you know what I mean?
Just trying to get a rise out of you, that's all.
You ain't getting nothing out of me.
That's okay. All Rocket Sports, Jeff and Tom.
You ain't got Rudo.
Jeff, you brought up before Spinal Tap. Give me your give me the story about Spinal Tap that you had.
I wish that I had taken screenshots of it or something. I don't remember everything involved with it. But basically, what they were saying is they were given a budget, a rather low budget at that.
For the new one, though? Is this for the new one? No.
The original movie.
Yes, the original was very low budget, yes.
And when they did the movie, what they did is they sat down with everybody and they gave everybody a description of each character and their background and their life.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they asked them all the interview scenes and all the questions, there was no script for this movie.
Yes.
They just totally ad-libbed everything.
Yeah, that pool scene where they're out there talking shit sandwich, that's a completely ad-lib scene.
Yeah. All of it was. So what they did is they just started talking and took it from there, and they recorded everything. So most of the stuff was first take reactions and answers that they put on there, and just to get to keep it as low budget as possible and to keep it as real as possible. So, they would tell everybody, well, this is what David St. Hubbins did, and this is what Nigel Tufnell did, and then they'll ask these stupid-ass questions. Oh. Man, that was close.
Oh.
That was close, Tommy. And, listen, this is what happened. I thought it was pretty funny.
Listen, to me, it's the obviously the best. It's my favorite movie, and it's to me the best rock and roll movie of all time. So I'm with you on that. I do know that it was improvised. You're talking about three of the funniest guys I've ever seen doing this, and I have to tell you, I'm sincerely looking forward to April when they pop out the next one, and I hope that I'm going to drag you to a movie theater. And we're going to see this together with hopefully a whole bunch of people. I'm hoping we can set it up so a whole bunch of people meet out there and we can have a little fun, and maybe we'll do a little something on the show prior to going out there. But To me, this is something I've waited for a very long time.
Yeah, it would be nice if we could, if everybody would come get involved with it.
I'm talking about beyond just the boys. I'm talking about putting out there to guys like Frank Catalano and anybody who's listening and say, let's meet up out there and all go to the movie theater together.
Well, are they part of that? Do they know what's going on?
I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. But I think anybody in our age bracket who likes our type of music has at least watched it. Whether they're the fans of the show that we are, I don't know.
But no, I don't know if they are going to be the fan of it, but who knows?
I think we got to give it a shot. And but either way, at least I'm hoping that the guys I cut out of school to go see it with which was you and Joey. I know my brother was there, but obviously he probably won't be here for that. I'm not sure if your brother was here for that, but I'm sure the four of us went. So I'm hoping that at the very least, so we can get Joey and maybe Paul and Jimmy, Ronnie Morms, and whoever else, and go out to dinner and go see the Spinal Tap sequel.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Till it comes on.
I would agree with you. It's a few months. It's still a few months away, April of next year, unless they postpone it, push it back at all. And I'm certainly looking forward to seeing that. It's my favorite movie of all time. I haven't watched it in a while. I will make a little effort, maybe in the next week or two, to watch it. It's probably been a year or better since I've seen it last. When was the last time you watched it full start to finish?
Start to finish? Oh,
start
God.
To finish.
Oh, God. Long time.
30 years, 20 years?
It may be 20 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not that long for me. I want to get. I have it on video, the extended version with all the deleted scenes.
I believe I have it on my phone.
I have to get that somehow on TV and watch that. Where you meet St. Hubbard's son and all that part. I have to get that somehow someday.
I'm hoping that the sequel is just as stupid as the first one.
I doubt it. The first one, the beauty of it was you're sitting there watching it and you're going, is this a real band? And then you watch all the idiotic stuff and you go, it can't be real. But you were so locked into, I'm not sure. Is this a real band? And then when it's all said and done, you realize it's not. I don't think that magic could ever happen again.
No, I have to agree with you. I don't think that it's gonna, to be honest with you.
Will you vow this time to stay awake and not sleep through the performance as you did when we saw them in concert?
Well, as long as I don't drink a case of beer before I go in, I should be fine.
I need you to vow. I need you to vow that you will stay awake and watch this movie with me.
I will,
beginning to end.
I will. I no longer. I don't. Haven't really drank in a long time. It's not that I haven't.
That's not true. I saw you at your finest at your barbecue.
Oh, that was tame.
No,
that was tame. The whiskey didn't even come out.
I agree with you, but you were definitely not. I could have operated on you without anesthesia that night.
It's very possible, but we've all known that I've been in worse places than that. So.
No, don't listen. I'm not disagreeing with that. For sure, I'm not disagreeing with that. But I would say that yes, we could have opened your skin up with a scalpel and not had to put an anesthesia in that.
You got to think of something. How close I live to Victory Boulevard. If I was to start getting stupid and start fucking launching bottles from my backyard and just wait for a fucking brakes to screech and listen for a bang, who knows what could happen once I get going.
It's honestly very true. But I'm hoping I will convince you, and you will help me convince all the boys to find out what theater that will be playing in.
There he is.
He's back.
You know what that is?
I have no idea.
That is the real goat.
That's the real goat?
Yeah, you can see right there. See?
I do see that as the real goat. Awesome.
He's the Halloween goat, but he's the real goat.
I'm working on some new... Anyway, again, Jeff and Tom, we're gonna wind this up tonight. I don't have much more to get out there, and I got an early start tomorrow, so we'll end the show a little early.
This morning, I felt as though I woke up last night. before I went to bed, I kind of had the chills a little bit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I never get the chills.
Yep.
And I was like, what the fuck? And then when I woke up this morning, I was like, man, something's not right. Something's not right.
Uh-huh.
And my wife, actually, I took my first COVID test today.
Really? Okay.
And I got to be honest with you. I have no idea how these people take COVID test after COVID test after COVID test, man.
And there are people out there doing them weekly almost.
Yeah, there's guys at my job, right? Get a load of this. This is fucking incredible. First, I'm going to go on record right now as saying this, and I don't care who says what about it. I would go get the booster before I get tested once a week.
I'm with you on that.
What's that?
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, because my wife did it, and my wife is, extra careful, extra slow, extra soft, gentle. And I was like, give me that. I said, you got to be kidding me. And I'm doing it. She's like, you got to go up higher than that. You got to go up higher than that. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I was like, this is torture. But in my job, there's people that did not get vaccinated that were getting the tested once a week to prove that they're okay to come to work.
Yeah.
Okay. I got the vaccine back in September a year ago and never got the boosters. And I'm not required to show anything other than just come to work. Yeah. Yeah. So if they ever said anything to me, I'm immediately calling up CVS and be like, I will get that fucking booster because I am not going to go through this once a week.
I was talking to a family member, I won't say which, that has gotten 6 booster shots. On top of the shots, he's gotten 6 boosters. I didn't know there were even that many out there at this point.
6 boosters they got?
6 booster shots. Like, dude.
I know this person?
No, I don't think you've ever met this family member.
Wow.
Yeah, I had some dinner this weekend. We were talking about it, and I try to not get too political in my family because they're all Democratic, anti-Trumpers, and all that stuff. But they brought up the fact that they've gotten 6 boosters or 7 boosters, something like that. And I said I didn't even know there were that many out there.
Yeah, but if they, listen, I don't know how you could manage to get 6 boosters. That's incredible.
I don't know either.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly what I said. I got the 2 shots and I stopped. I have not gotten a booster since, nor will I ever get any more than what I've gotten. And I did myself a COVID test. When I came back from the wedding, I wasn't feeling really well, and my wife broke my balls for days. I thought, all right, give me the test. I'll take it. And I stuck the thing up the nose, and I'm saying to myself, I'd rather be waterboarded naked over glass than ever take the test again.
Oh, my God. It's horrible.
Oh, it's the worst. So
it's horrible. I don't know how far up you went. I mean,
I definitely didn't go as far as you're supposed to, and I was still doing this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. My wife was doing it to me, and I was trying to get away from her. Finally, I was like, give me that. Yeah. Because I was asking, I was like, how long do you have to do this? And she's like, 15 seconds. I'm like, absolutely not. No.
Yeah. I said, I'm going up. I got as far as I could go and went, that's it. And I'm done. And I would never do it.
Yeah. And then you got to fucking twist and twist and twist.
Yeah. I would rather be waterboarded over glass than ever do that again. Honestly, it's just the fucking worst feeling in the world. And I just don't understand. What's the difference if I get it from up here or if I get it down here? It's the same snot.
Well, you don't have to go all the way up.
Yeah.
You don't have to go all the way up. You only got to go like 3/4 of an inch in, which is still 3/4 of an inch too far. And that's what my wife told me today because she read the directions before she gave it to me. And I was just like, she was doing it because she wasn't hurting me because my wife, everything she does is nice and gentle.
Right.
And I was like, give me the fucking thing. I was like, I don't care. And because I was like, you know what? At one point, I even convinced myself. I was like, I definitely have COVID. I know I have COVID. I know
you were convinced?
Huh?
You were convinced yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm like, I feel a little achy, and I kind of had a little bit of a fever. I feel a little achy now, but nothing major league. I'm fine.
Right. Well, remember the first time you had COVID, you barely had more than a cough.
I didn't even have that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You barely had a cough.
Like this morning, I knew the bass was coming this morning, which, by the way, I got a story about the bass, too.
Oh, wait. You're not showing it off on the show? I was actually going to hook the guitar up. I worked on a couple new songs. I was going to play your song on the show tonight. But I got home a little late. So next week, I think I'm going to open the show with a little guitar playing for you.
Okay. Well, I got it in the closet, and it's behind me. And as you can see, the closet is locked up for the night.
Gotcha.
Because I got a bunch of stuff blocking it in the closet right now. But I didn't feel good, and normally the UPS man does not come around here till later on in the afternoon. So I'm like, okay, we got plenty of time. So me and the dog are upstairs, watching TV, relaxing. And all of a sudden she jumped up at one point in time. She started barking and growling a little bit. So I calmed it down. I was like, all right, so let's go downstairs, see what's going on. And then I just happened to open the door. I mean, God fucking left the base on the stairs. Didn't ring the bell, didn't knock on the door, nothing.
Wow.
Like, didn't have me sign.
So just like I had no idea. Usually I see what did you actually buy? What did you get?
It's a Fender Precision.
You bought another Precision? Wow.
Yeah, a Sunburst Fender. Well, what happened was, I don't even know how it happened, but the purple Lakeland that I had,
yeah,
I wasn't getting along with it very well. And I was talking to Paul, and Paul was interested in it. So we were like, I'm like, all right, you want to come check it out? Check it out. So we came and checked it out, and he was like, could I take it for a couple weeks and use it for the show, this, that, and the other things that he's getting involved with? So I was like, yeah. So I don't have a problem with that. So that's what he did. Is he took it home, and he was using it for this new Broadway show that he was doing. And it worked for him. So he ended up buying it. I got to admit, I was a little bit on the fence. And then I was like, you know what? I says, this is.
Wow, I'm surprised you sold the Lakeland. You were so, that was such a baby of yours.
Not the black one. The black one.
I know the black one is your baby. I got it. But,
yeah, the purple one, that one was okay.
Okay.
It just, the neck was way skinny, and I just couldn't, I don't know. I could just never completely warm up to it.
Now, was this new Precision bought with the
proceeds?
Morons in mind?
No, not at all. No, I got my other Precision, the yellow one with the black pickguard and black hardware. That's the Remorons base. This one I'm going to use for 25 missions, and
okay.
I mean, I may take it out for a Remorons practice. See how it sounds, but for right off the bat, it's going to be geared towards 25 missions. Sunburst with a rosewood neck, rosewood fretboard, maple neck.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. Will this be the base? We have to do our jam this year. COVID's officially over. There's no bullshit involved. And I would hope we're going to all get together. I think it's going to be a little tough because the 2 weekends are holiday weekends. And I was thinking the Friday night after Christmas and before New Year's, but that's the Remoron show.
Well, listen, we could do it before Christmas. We could do it right after Christmas. We could do it this Sunday, whatever. I don't care.
Well, Sunday is Christmas. That's the problem.
All right. We'll figure it out. We can do it before Christmas.
We may have to do it either the Friday before Christmas or one night during the week. That week we have to
or the weekend before Christmas, or the weekend after holiday, or after New Year's. We'll figure it out. We'll get it. We got to get it done.
Yeah, we got to get it done. This is the 10th time we've done it. This is we'll call it the 10th anniversary.
It's probably more than 10 years, but yeah, I hear you.
It's take 10 years.
Yeah. Well, we got to do it anyway, regardless.
Yep, absolutely. So,
I'd like to rent the room for the day, play cards, play a few songs, play cards.
I tell you what, I don't think that's a dumb idea. We'll get some food catered in, order pizzas or do some stuff and make a day out of it. It's a shame that we don't have a rehearsal studio someplace, that somebody doesn't have a rehearsal place.
I know of somebody that has something going on.
Oh no, I don't think I can do it, Jeff. I don't think I can do it.
I don't know, man.
I think you're asking a lot.
Am I?
I think you might be asking a lot.
There we go.
I was like, what time is the Remoron show, by the way?
I do not know.
See, I was actually thinking if we did it before the Remoron show and then we all went to your show afterwards.
Well, that'd be a little rough on me as far as
that's the other thing I was thinking was, but I knew you were thinking that. Well, I'm thinking though, like with a couple of bass players, you play a few songs, we hang out a couple hours, and then we shoot to the Remoron show. But It's just a thought. That was just a thought I had.
Well, we could see what people say, what the
That way
general
we'll all be
consensus
together.
is.
We go hang out. We'll watch you play with the Remorons, see Johnny Collins and the boys.
I do know this much, that the Remorons is definitely labor intensive, believe it or not.
Is it really?
Yeah, the picking hand is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's not easy. It's not easy because everything is like do, and I don't play with a pick, so
yeah,
I'm trying, but not to play with a pick. I'm just trying to try. But what have you been playing? Yeah, I see you got the guitar.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've been doing my lessons with the musician. Not as diligent as I had been because it's been busy for me. Last weekend, I picked up a couple tunes. I've been playing a lot is Mr. Crowley. I just had a kind of a somebody made a request that I learned the song. It's kind of weird in my life.
Really?
Yeah, and a couple of songs, just a couple of things popped into my brain, and I've been working on and having some fun with. So yeah, I've gotten the itch to pick up the guitar more. And last weekend I played all weekend. But just a lot of learning some old songs, a couple of Maiden tunes. So we'll see. But I was going to open a show with a little fiddling on the guitar, but got home a little late, and then I said I'll wait till next week and I'll break it out before.
How is that guitar, man?
I love it. It's a fun guitar to play. It's a really well built guitar. It sounds okay. It's hard to really get a sound when you're playing in your house. You're not really cranking it. I actually am going to bring it if we jam this year. Not that I will play it a lot, but I want to bring it and play at least a song with it. It's almost embarrassing to play.
What?
Well, it's almost like one of those things where you go, that's an Eddie Van Halen guitar. You must be really good. And you're like, I'm not. So like, no, I get it, but it's just so I'm going to bring it up. My thought is I'm going to bring two guitars, probably bring the Les Paul. I've fallen back in love with the Les Paul again. It really is the best guitar I have. And but bring this with me, play a song or two, and then if somebody wants to jump in and play a little guitar, they can pick it up and play. If somebody wants to give it a shot, they can. But it's a well-built guitar. It sounds really nice, and it's really easy to handle. There's one knob on it. There's only one, just a volume knob. So, but it's a fun guitar to play.
Good.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. But all right, so guys, we're going to bring the show to a close. It's 9. I've gone through all the topics. We're looking forward to Saturday. We're going to get together, Jeff, myself, and John Mahefka. We'll do an hour or so of the Sunday Audible show. We haven't done one together in a long time. So this Saturday morning, look out for Jeff and John and myself. And we got we'll be here to do that. And of course, we'll be back next Thursday night when we do this all over again. Having some fun. But I'll start the thank yous and say thanks to my dad for checking in tonight. Thanks to everybody who paid attention online, Matt and Frank and let's see who else was out there. Johnny Mahefka stopped by, said hello, and Mike Weissman, Johnny Collins. I don't hit to hear from Johnny Collins all the time. Chris Lang, whoever that is, I don't know Chris.
That's a guy I work with, my boss.
All right, Chris Lang stopped by, and
I posted a picture of the box. My dog was sitting near the box, and
I saw that.
He was doing the inspection, and I said it's got to wait to come out. And he was like, put it in the shower and warm it up.
So thanks to everybody.
This is one of he's got a bit of a corny sense of humor sometimes, but he's a good guy. I like Chris, and when he's on and funny, he can't be touched. Like he's always saying some stupid shit. So
well, that's a compliment. Jeff don't throw compliments around very well, so when he does compliment, take it and run with it. But as always, it's a lot of fun to do this. I look forward to this every Thursday night. And we'll do this again next Thursday. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we won't. We don't care about guests around here. We don't. Our show does not revolve around them. Our show revolves around us. And
you haven't heard from the old producer?
I have not. The second producer, I'm assuming you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not not in any way. So I've kind of put that in the the rearview mirror, so to speak. And I really could care less. Honestly, the one thing I've lived by, Jeff, in my life, in the last few years at least, is I got enough friends. You know, I got a group of friends that I grew up with that I'm friends with now and I'm happy for. I don't get to talk to all of them very much. You know, when my dog was put to sleep, Jimmy Galicchio reached out to me, which we all know Jimmy doesn't do a lot of phone stuff, but Jimmy reached out and gave me some kind words. You know, obviously Joey, I talk to Reese every so often, and Paul, your brother. I got a group of friends. And of course, you and I, it's beyond friendship. It's like being brothers. But you know, when it comes to anybody else, if you're not man enough to call up and say you got a problem, then fuck yourself. You know,
I don't know, dude. I don't know what to tell you with that and everything with him. But I mean, you know, here was somebody that every week he was involved, deeply involved, getting nobodies. Yeah. And the less further away from stardom they were, the more that he would take them.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I'll take that whole thing as somebody who was just using me and the show for means to their own end. It was just a way to cover what they were up to. And I'll tell you off the air what I really mean about that.
No, I you had told me some stuff I already knew. I knew you were getting contacted by a third party regarding.
Correct. Yeah, I think it was just strictly that. And when everything shit hit the fan and it was over, there was no need that anymore. And obviously everybody moved on. And again, I always say this: the phone rings both ways. If you really want to talk to somebody, you want to hear from somebody, pick up the phone and call. You know, I don't have to pick up the phone to talk to you. You reach out to me as much or if not more. We text almost every day. Messenger, we talk, we do the show. You know, I reach out to Jeff, to Paul and Joey and your brother, and they reach out when they want. You know, if I don't hear from them for a week or month or more, there's no animosity. When we have something to say, we say it. If you're gonna get your tampon in a twist, then do it. I don't have. At this point in my life, I really don't care. That's how I feel. So
I hear you, man.
I got family members that I can look at and be in the same room and not speak to. When it comes to friends, either you're in or you're out. If you got a problem, pick up the phone and say you're a jerk off, you're a douchebag, and let's fix it and move on. If you don't, that's your business. I have no interest anymore.
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you.
Yeah. I honestly don't. I honestly don't. So,
but you know, like it just he was you know, whatever.
Yeah, and again, I'll take it for what it was, and it is what it is. And again, I say all the time, I got enough friends. I'm happy with the boys I got. I'm happy with my life. I got no regrets. I try to be a good guy. I don't always do things the right way, but it's never for the wrong reason. I really do think about and try to do the right thing. And if I fail, listen, I make my mistakes like anybody else does. So
no, I hear you, man. I hear you.
So I said, looking forward to doing this every week. I look forward to doing it again. Thanks to my dad and everybody who listened online. Thanks to everybody who pays attention to us. Thanks to all the people, especially the guys at Hemp Wizard, Black Sasquatch, Jay Giasio, Sam Bone. Although Sam, I'm still pissed off at you for last week. John and Mahefka and everybody off for records. I thank you all for listening and being part of the show. And of course, as always, I'll give Jeff the final say.
Listen, man, it's time to wrap around up.
Yep, let's call it a night.
Start the weekend.
There you go. The weekend kicks off. I hope you guys have a great night, a great weekend, and a great week. I hope you guys come on back next Thursday night when Jeff and I do this all over again. And make sure you stop by Saturday morning when Jeff, myself, and John Mahefka crank up the Sunday Audible. We've been off for about a month now. Hopefully we'll crank it up this Saturday morning, talk a little football with you guys. Lots to talk about. We'll get to plenty of NFL stuff. So tune in Saturday morning, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock to do it nice and early. And again,
probably 9 o'clock may be best.
That's fine. We'll do 9 o'clock. We'll do 9 to 10 this Saturday. And then, of course, come back next Thursday night when Jeff and I do this all over again. So for Jeff Tolwinski, myself, and all of us here at the Hard Rock and Sports Show, I say thank you for listening. Thanks for being part of the show. And make sure you come on back when we do it again next week. So, Jeff, have a good night, pal. Talk to you over the weekend.
Later, my friend.
Later, my man.
Later.
Later.